Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Beard and Boarded. My name is Travis Tackett, and today we're here to talk about the comics I read this week. Let's get it started. The first book I want to talk about today is Iron Fist #1. Now, this book is coming out at the same time as the Netflix Iron Fist TV series. They share some similarities in where, it's following Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, and he's trying to find his purpose. And the book, he is fighting all these fights, he's testing his limits and trying to find a challenge. And by the end of the book, it looks like he's going to be going to a tournament in some mystical land. And it looks like it could be really fun. I'd probably have to give this one 3 out of 5 Danny Rand Iron Fists. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 953, and in this issue, Batman and the Bat Family are dealing with Lady Shiva and the League of Assassins, who are basically causing chaos in Gotham. They've caused Commissioner Gordon to come from vacation and help evacuate Gotham, and basically the Bat Family's having a really hard time dealing with this. This issue focuses a lot on Cassandra Cain, Orphan, and kind of explores her relationship with her mother. And yeah, it's really interesting. This book was a fun read, and I'd have to give this one 4 out of 5 Bearded Batman. Next up, we have The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows number 5. Now, this book is in an alternate dimension to the main Marvel Universe, where Peter Parker and Mary Jane get married and have a kid named Annie Mae Parker. And then this issue, they decide to have a family night and go to a Chuck E. Cheese-esque restaurant. At the same time, Sandman and some of his goons are breaking into a bank right next door, so it seems Spider-Man has to go stop him. Well, Spinneret and Spiderling, which are Mary Jane and Annie Mae, decide to go help. And yeah, the fun ensues. As you can see, the art is really great, the story is really fun, and I'd have to give this one 4 out of 5 Spider-Beards. Next, we have The Flash number 19, and in this issue we have the Flash and Kid Flash looking for Captain Boomerang to ask him questions about Wally West's father, Daniel West. And basically Captain Boomerang tells Wally that, he died in the Suicide Squad. He was inducted into the Suicide Squad by Amanda Waller, and he died saving people. So Wally West is really upset and takes off, and the Flash goes after him. He ends up revealing his identity to Wally, telling him, look, I know what it's like to lose family members. It's hard, and I'm here for you. Now, Wally, he's upset that Barry has been the Flash this whole time and hasn't told Iris or him, and he takes off saying he doesn't want to be around him right now. But yeah, so this book was really fun. The art is really good, and the story is looking really good. And by the end of this book, there's a twist ending that is going to lead into more DC Rebirth shenanigans I'm really excited for. So yeah, I'd probably have to give this one 4 out of 5 Bearded Flashes. Next up, we have SpiderGwen number 18, Sitting in a Tree Part 6, the crossover book between Miles Morales Spider-Man and SpiderGwen. Now, I haven't been digging this book. This is the last of the run, and I'm relieved. But yeah, this book was a little better than the others, probably because it's finishing everything up. Spider-Man finds his father. He has to hop around in these different dimensions to stop the doppelganger version of his father, who's the Scorpion in Spider-Gwen's world. And yeah, they utilize Spider-Gwen, and she goes to another dimension and gets Spider-Ham and a few different Spider characters, and they deal with him. That's really all there is to it. By the end of it, Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen decide, they like each other, but they're not going to move too fast. And yeah, I kind of like that relationship. It's kind of interesting. I really like Spider-Gwen, and I really like Miles Morales. I just haven't been liking this current storyline. So yeah, right now after this issue might be the issue to pick up for both of these characters. But yeah, I'd probably give this one 3 out of 5 Spider-Gwens. Next up, we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 17, and in this issue, the Guardians have asked Kyle Rayner to resurrect the rest of the Blue Lanterns of Hope, and basically by channeling his power through Saint Walker, the Blue Lantern. Now, Kyle Rayner is a White Lantern, the only White Lantern, and by doing this, it seems to have destroyed his White Lantern ring and gave him a single Green Lantern ring. So he's back to being a Green Lantern, and yeah, it's looking like the story is going to be really fun. Meanwhile, Guy Gardner is visiting Arkillo, the guy that he beat up in the last issue, and he's like, hey man, me and you are so much alike, I hope we can be partners. Basically, as he's laying in a like bed being worked on, you know, trying to get repaired from getting beat up by Guy. So yeah, this book is looking really fun. The art in it's fantastic. The storyline looks like it's gonna be really cool. It's nice to see Kyle Rayner as a Green Lantern again, and I'd probably have to give this one 3 out of 5 bearded John Stewarts. Next, we have Hulk number 4 with Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk, and she is dealing with a character called Maze Brune, and she's basically a shut-in. She's afraid to leave her own house. Something happened to her before she became an Inhuman character, where she was robbed or mugged in an alleyway, so she's just afraid of the outside world. Well, Jennifer Walters has to go and tell her that her apartment building is being torn down or bought by somebody else, and she's gonna have to move, and this doesn't sit well with Maze. Yeah, so basically from there it looks like something's about to happen, where something in this character is protecting her, either her own ability or something that's living in the apartment with her, and it looks like Jennifer Walters is going to have to Hulk out and deal with this in the next issue. So yeah, this book has been kind of slow, but it's been also following Jennifer Walters after the loss of her cousin, and it's been kind of an emotional story. But yeah, it's been a good book. This issue, I'd probably have to give 4 out of 5 She-Hulks. Next, we have Action Comics number 976 with Superman, Lois Lane, and John stuck in the 5th dimension with Mr. Mxyzptlk, and he's basically done something to Superman and Lois Lane to where they are the New 52 counterparts to Lois and Superman. They aren't the current Lois and Superman we've been following. So basically, though, by the end of this issue, John finds a way to get them to merge, and it kind of creates a retcon for the DC universe where Superman has always been Superman in this new universe. He knows Batman, he knows Wonder Woman, he knows all these characters, but he's also the same Superman from pre-New 52, where he had John, and he, you know, is married to Lois and all this stuff. So yeah, this book was really fun. It's leading into the whole DC Rebirth stuff that's going on. By the end of this issue, you get to see a little image of Mars, which only means something to some people, but if you know what I'm talking about, you'll probably be pretty excited. So yeah, this issue was fun. I'd probably have to give this one 4 out of 5 bearded Supermen. Next up, we have the Invincible Iron Man number 5 with Riri Williams, and in this book it starts off with Riri Williams' mom looking around in her work area and kind of saying, you know, did I go the wrong way letting my daughter become a superhero, and am I, you know, a bad mother? Am I doing everything wrong, basically? At the same time, Riri Williams is in the battle with cyborg ninjas and a character called the Iron Golem, who has the ability to basically manipulate any technology into her. She basically like turns technology and stuff into big golem suits that she wears and attacks people with. Now Riri Williams figures out a way to like defend against this character and make her whole ability stop working, and has to kind of fight her face to face. Luckily, Pepper Potts is there with some you know, Iron Man suit action and deals with her. But yeah, this book was really fun. I really love Riri Williams as a character, and I really like where this story is going. I'd probably have to give this one 4 out of 5 Demons in a Bottle. Next up, we have Curse Words number 3, and in this issue we have our main character Wizard trying to figure out how to deal with losing his magic abilities and his real beard, because right now he's wearing a fake beard, which is kind of hilarious. So at the same time, we have his ex-girlfriend Ruby Stitch on the wizarding world where he came from, going to defend the in an area where that other wizard, Cornwall, that Wizard killed, used to defend. So she's going to defend that area, and save those people before she comes and destroys Wizard. So yeah, by the end of this issue, Wizard's koala friend decides to say, hey, look, I know where we can find magic to recharge your batteries, and let's go do it. And yeah, so this book is really fun. It's really weird. It's got a lot of crazy characters and really great art, and I definitely recommend this book if you like wizards or like mythical storytelling. And yeah, I'd have to give this one 4 out of 5 bearded hipsters. Well, that's the end of this week's episode of Beard and Boarded, but it doesn't have to be the end of this week's conversation. If you want to talk about any of the books I read this week, go ahead and leave me a comment in the comments section below. Also, if you liked any of the books I talked about this week, I've left links in the description below to where you could purchase them. And if you could please share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd really appreciate it. I'm pretty new to this, and I am trying to build a following, so thank you so much. And one last thing, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. Follow me on these links, and I have lots of content where I'll be talking about comic books, video games, movies coming up in the future. All right, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Beard and Boy.